taking a look at this Destiny Curse of Osiris Stream 1 reaction. I'm Zach, XAQUE_.
And I'm PB and Ladies with a Z.
So we're just going to jump right into this and count down from 3, 2, 1, go.
New stories to tell. I always like that.
Development on Mercury.
And you think Osiris might be involved?
I might have to turn this down to hear you. Okay, that's better.
Yeah, I just turned mine down.
Drowning you out. Yeah. You know, Bungie's trailers have gotten significantly better.
The source video we downloaded is buffering?
Yeah, I thought that's interesting. I was like, what?
That's funny
That
because
scared
we've
the
tried to
crap
do
out
this
of
like
me.
5 times and it's buffered every time. So we just downloaded it and it's buffered in the download. We just can't escape it. So I can
do
already
like
tell
this.
you,
I don't
the
know.
first 2 minutes of this is just going to be introductions because I've watched it 6 times.
Spoilers. Yeah, Bungie's gotten significantly better at their trailers. Like from like Dark Below DLC 1 until now, like their trailers have gotten like better and better and better each time. Which I don't know if that's like good or bad. And it's just maybe it's just they're just getting better at masking their shit content or what.
Hello.
We'll find
and
out
welcome to the
soon
first in
enough.
our series of 3 streams about Curse of Osiris, the first expansion to Destiny 2.
I'm still gonna
Thanks
shit
to
on
Bungie,
Deej's hat.
And I will be your host for today's conversation. And
It doesn't
playthrough.
match his outfit.
And I'm joined on the couch in the hot seats by 2 of the 4 developers
His
that I'll be
pants are darker
introducing
than his
to
hat.
today. We are
I'm
joined
the guy
by
wearing the
Christine
beanie
Thompson.
right now, so I don't really
Morning
like
to you.
So am I.
kind of that asshole.
Glad to have you both here. The focus of our show today
Could we look
is
any more
the new
alike?
story that we are telling in the Curse of Osiris. We will be talking about the
Only if we were
places you'll
inside of
go.
each other.
We'll be talking about the characters
Or we
that
wore
you
our
will
Destiny
meet.
shirts.
First, let's introduce our audience to yourselves. Christine, talk to us about
She is the lead
what you do at
scenario
Bungie
writer
and
on
what
the
was your
Curse of Osiris
contribution
expansion.
to this expansion.
I started as a writer at Bungie a couple years ago. I worked on live events, Rise of Iron, the
I don't know who
Destiny
this guy
2
is yet,
campaign. For Curse of Osiris, I am the narrative lead, which means I am coordinating all of the teams working on the story of Curse of Osiris.
Curse
I
of
work with the
Osiris.
writers, our narrative designers, audio, cinematics, and work with Dave and Dan Miller, our design
She is
director,
nervous.
and put it all together and make the
I
story.
mean,
So that's a unified
it's the first time
approach
both of them,
all
from
the
what I
way
understand,
from
have been on
major
the,
themes of the story that we're telling,
Yep.
all the way down to the flavor
you know, like
text
talking
that
to
goes
Deej
on
and
a
shit.
weapon.
Everything.
As I said the last time we failed at this,
And
we
Dave,
know exactly
yes,
who to blame if the
morning.
story sucks now.
Talk to me about how long you've been at Bungie, what you've been doing since you joined us, and what was your contribution to what we're about to take a look at.
So I've been at Bungie for about 8.5 years. When I first joined,
shit, that's a
I
long
used to
time.
the characters and hard surface team,
Yeah.
so weapons, vehicles, all the combatants, as well as all the gear that you had. And as time has progressed, I've worn a few other different hats, including creating large spectacle moments throughout the game.
He must
And in
have
Curse of
been-
Osiris, I'm acting as the art director.
On Reach, at least.
Well, with those
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
introductions
must have been
on
Bungie
record, we'd like to
pre-split from
introduce you to
Microsoft.
some of the characters that you will meet in Curse of Osiris. Spoiler alert, if you have not finished the Destiny 1 campaign, we will be discussing some of those details throughout the course of this conversation.
Destiny 1
And if
campaign?
you want to
Okay.
Wait.
start playing this
Did he say that
expansion, unaware
Yeah.
and
I
completely
don't-
ready
what I
to
heard.
discover new things, you will be learning some things about what
I
we
like
have
those
in
little
store.
engrams on the
Won't
table. I
hurt our
want some of
feelings at
those.
all if you
They sell
Like, I like
them
a
in
little-
Amazon.
stream right now.
Really?
Join us in the
I like a
Game One
little,
December
like the
5th. Yep.
Destiny
Yep.
swag
No
they have in the
evil, no
background.
evil. With that said,
I thought about
we'd
putting
like
up
to
my Titan
introduce you
poster
to the
that you
man
gave me
himself,
behind me.
They have
Osiris.
that coloring book at Best Buy, top right of him.
So is this a new trailer? Yes.
Yeah, this is the vault.
Yeah, it is the vault.
Immediately, that corner,
Yeah.
that fucking Heidi corner, I knew immediately.
But is this Kabir's team?
No, Kabir had 3 people. This is 6, so I'm assuming this is the Guardians team. Like your Guardian.
Or not.
Ominous rocks, killer robots, people in mortal danger. Seriously, aren't you tired of this?
Fatigue is a distraction from our purpose.
What is this?
As are complaints.
Oh, I haven't begun to complain yet. Ouch! Ugh! Now I'm complaining.
Focus, Sagira.
That's What's it? Main girl from Firefly.
Yeah, I've read that.
And I guess I want to say the love interest in Deadpool.
Need help? Again?
I've got it,
It's
thank
like
you.
a cool ass Tetris thingy.
He's just casually passing through our encounter.
Osiris?
That's what it seems like.
What did you see? Slow down. Wait. I thought I...
Oh.
Well, the Vex control time too.
To your left!
Well, especially in the vault, that's where all time syncs for them, so they should be able to. I mean, it's why Atheon is called Time's Conflux, or whatever.
You know, I can't help but notice that even
that
with all of reality to explore,
scout
we keep
rifle or a
getting into
sniper
places where
rifle?
they shoot at us.
We can't stay here. If the Vex succeed, it's the end of everything.
And he looks like he's got like sun bracers on.
I can see your light.
Do you see him?
This is the actual
On his,
this has got to be like the opening
Nope,
cutscene.
not leaving you. Without me, there's no
Probably.
coming back.
If I don't stop the Vex, there won't be anything
You're
to
more
come back
interested in
to.
the weapons, and I'm
doing
more
this for
interested
the both
in
of us.
watching this.
Don't you even... Osiris!
Oh, game. It looks like he sent her to what we call Mercury. I was gonna say it looks like we sent her to Mars.
No, that's Mercury.
Okay, you know, like when fall happens, we say Mars or Venus.
Some of the cinematic content that we'll see in Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, it's probably Mercury.
Just a couple of comments from
It's
our
based on the
chat
sun.
right now. Osiris has a fidget cube. Osiris has a named ghost,
Osiris has
slapper.
a named ghost.
so he's a special guy. First
I mean,
question.
you can name
point
your
of order.
ghost.
Why is Osiris in the Vault of Glass?
Not technically.
I mean, they all have
the Vault of
personalities.
Glass.
Okay.
Osiris is in
Not technically the
a
Vault
place
of
called the
Glass?
Infinite Forest, which we'll talk
Go
about
fuck
more during this
yourself.
stream. It is a reality engine the Vex use to simulate all of the aspects of reality that they can touch, because they are looking for something specific. They are looking to brute force reality and find the thing they want. And Osiris is there looking for it too.
Pretty lucky. Yeah.
So that's
imagine if we
not
could do
the
that.
vault.
We could take a look at all of our eventual realities.
And pick out the one you want.
And pick out the one you want. Like, no, don't major in that. So he's traveling through the Infinite Forest. We will take a look at the Infinite Forest on this stream, but probably experience it from a gameplay perspective on the next stream when we talk about.
Yeah, this
new
one seems to be like
activities.
talking. They don't have like
Talk to
controllers.
me
I don't
about
think we're gonna see
the
any
story
gameplay.
that we're telling, though. What are the main themes of this narrative?
I
Or
mean,
we're
when
gonna see,
we
like, scripted
first started
gameplay, if
talking
anything.
about what we wanted the expansion to be, we wanted a mystery, we wanted adventure, we wanted something that would take you from planet to planet. We also
Not gonna
wanted
lie, this
to
stream
start
probably looks
digging
like
into
garbage.
some of the questions in the lore that have been there that players want to know about.
I'm dropping
like,
frames.
Who is Osiris? This is a name you know from Destiny 1 and the Trials of Osiris and Grimoire cards, but you don't really know about who he is or why he does what he
Grimoire
does or
cards.
where he's been. And also the Vex, we've had a lot of hints about the Vex having some sort of greater plan, but what is it? What do they want?
And
Yeah,
what,
concrete
what's the
answers.
timeline
Nothing
for
that
Curse of
Destiny's given
Osiris?
us.
When does
Concrete
all of this
answers.
take place?
This is, okay, spoilers for D2. We won the Red War. This is a few months after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It is, in fact, a few months after we won
Yeah.
the Red War. So we're keeping up with the world of Destiny in real time. So at the end of the Destiny 2 campaign, there is
no,
the
no.
awakening of
My
the
internet's
Traveler.
being garbage right
a
now,
pulse
so-
of light spreads out across the
We get what
solar
we get.
system, and that has repercussions.
That, I mean, as players saw at the end of the game, that wave of light
As is
goes
tradition.
all the way across the solar
Yeah.
system and beyond. And one of the things it touched was Mercury. Now, the Traveler waking up and that wave of light
It
was
touched
actually
Mercury.
an
We
essential
don't
component for what
talk
the
about the
Vex
things
want
back in
to
the
do.
dark space.
They were waiting for it. So now That wave of light has come across Mercury. This gateway has activated. Vex are coming out of it. This plan is being set in motion. And at this point is when
Geez, I can see your
Ikora
script.
knows she needs somebody to look into the situation. And Ikora turns to her friend, the one who brought her back from Io, and says, "I need your help. I need you to look into this."
Okay. Pretty deep meta question from chat from Rhino. How
Rhino.
do we know the Red War wasn't a simulation?
How do you
How do
know?
we know that this stream, that this life that we're living right now isn't a simulation?
There is no spoon.
We don't
But-
think there is no spoon.
But if it is a simulation that feels this real, does it matter whether or not it's real?
Doesn't
or a
matter to me.
simulation?
I'm gonna finish this stream and then I'm gonna go have lunch. And I don't care if any of it's fake.
Yep.
The Matrix is telling me this steak is juicy.
Oh God.
So moving right
Doing
along,
Matrix
I wanna
things
talk,
now? Is that
about
what
the
we're-
characters that we will meet on
Apparently.
this journey. Let's begin with Osiris. We've got a slideshow put together, and these faces are far more interesting
gonna
to look at.
say
than ours.
Osiris
So
looks like an
let's,
old dude.
Let's share some screen
Old
time
dude.
with Osiris. Talk to me about this character and what we did to sort of reach past all the
Guardians, like,
conjecture
never
and
died or
theorizing on
whatever.
on the part of the
So he's
players
just an old
who may
guy.
have followed in his tracks
I
to the
mean,
lighthouse
it's good to see a
and
human
bringing him to life. As
lead
it
for
were.
once, considering
So early on,
it's about humanity's
when
fight
we
for
talked about
survival.
Osiris. So Osiris,
Yeah.
take a step back. Osiris, we've talked about Osiris for years within the studio, and this was our first chance to really put him front and center and show just how much of a badass he is. And I mean, we just saw like what he's capable of doing with like Dawnblade, and like that's ridiculous. But we wanted to
warlocks
get
can do
into
that.
the notion of how he is.
Well, other warlocks didn't
as
have
an
Dawnblade
exiled
until we
vanguard
lost the
leader,
light. So
as
why
is
does he have Dawnblade?
the greatest warlock that's ever lived?
You're asking
all
He had
these
the
things,
Sunbreakers
plus
on.
what
Answers.
he's been doing, his obsession with Vex, why he's on Mercury. These are all things that we brought into how we came up with the aesthetic for him. Real early on, we made the commitment. We wanted to make sure he was Middle Eastern, and he's actually even voiced by Oded Fehr, which is freaking great. And if you look at the character and you go back and you take a look at the trailer
Hey,
that we're just
old
showing,
guys.
you start to step through it, you're going to notice a lot of clues about like chronology and how Osiris continues to work with the gear that he currently has, and when he was exiled, what he took with him.
There's a good look at his.
Those are
that's a
fucking
good look at his gear
Sunbreakers.
right now.
Absolutely. When
What's wrong with
if
that?
you take a look at it and you start to kind of switch
just-
through it, you're going to notice right off the bat.
That's
those
where OP
bracers-
is fucking
those bracers look a lot
Vanilla
like
Destiny.
bracers of old, but clearly something's changed. And this is obviously to like exemplify the notion of him exploring the Vex and learning what he can do to modify and take Vex.
Yeah, it looks like
technology and
Vex
make it
milk
his own.
And
sunbracers,
when you are
Yeah.
exiled from the tower, you
which
can't
means
go
you
back
might
and
get like a
touch it.
modification to an exotic,
No.
or like an old
But,
exotic that'll come back in a new,
before his
different way.
exile, he was a powerful figure in the tower. I mean, he was essentially their commander,
Yeah.
right? He was Zavala before Zavala.
Yep. So some of the other themes that we
Surveils.
definitely are leaning into, absolutely
Zavala's
we
the
want to lean
most
into like
boring
Egyptian
character in the
mythology.
tower.
Yes.
So you're starting to see like even around like the neck bangle or even the headgear, we're starting to like tease out some of those aspects that are definitely Egyptian. All these things that pay homage back into like that mythology of just how great of a character Osiris is.
Shout out to one of your peers. This is a piece of concept art created by whom?
Ryan Gitter.
Ryan Gitter. Awesome work, man.
Mad
Thank you,
artist.
Ryan. And then this view of Osiris's gear is, this was what, the cinematic model?
Right. This is the model that we just saw in the prologue that we were just looking at.
Yeah.
This is.
Looks like the
our
bracers aren't
high-res,
activated
cinematic model.
on this.
So this is where we get to see all of
For whatever reason.
the small fine details that are
Must be a
there.
perk.
We also have the in-game models you're going to be able to see at some other point and all.
That'd be really,
that as a
really cool if
Okay.
you had like
Yes,
exotics
we-
that like
as
look different
indicated,
if you
we've
weren't in
got 3
combat.
streams,
We already
including
have
this
them.
one, before it's time to play. So there'll be a lot of
do you mean?
opportunities to dive
We have
deeper
exotics that
into
look different when their
all the
perks
different
activate.
aspects of Destiny that brings players to the game.
I was going to say.
You'd have
perfect
to
timing.
explain like
segue.
Celestial
So
Nighthawk
one of the other
or
things
something.
that's also great about
don't
being
know.
able to
I
take
can't think about it
Osiris
right
and
now.
pull him out of the
This
tower and
internet
then
speed
have
is
him be
driving me
exiled and move
insane.
forward is his ghost and what his ghost looks like. So this is Sagira. I don't want to steal Christine's thunder because this is a really special moment for us. So I'm going to let
I
Christine
am-
talk about Sagira.
Super excited.
Powering
about
up.
Sarah. She is the first ghost here in the franchise, other than the player's ghost.
Yes.
She's the first female ghost. She's got a name.
She's
got
the first
opinions.
other
she has
ghost.
a lot of opinions. She
Yeah.
sometimes thinks the
No,
Guardians,
not
including
true.
Osiris, take themselves
Cade
too
hid his
seriously.
ghost.
Oh, well, that ghost didn't talk.
So it is a lot of fun looking at the world.
Like the first ghost that we're gonna get to
And
interact
when
with.
When we
Allegedly.
reach Sagira in our timeline,
I mean,
as
the third
players,
ghost, if you count
she
Dinklebot.
has been, as we saw at the end of that
You think we're
prologue,
gonna get
sort
to
of
interact
lost.
with it?
Yes.
And,
We're getting 2
we
story
mentioned
missions,
that Oded
bro.
Fair plays Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the voice of Sagira?
Marina Baccarin
Run a background.
From
Deadpool's girlfriend.
From
and
Firefly,
Gotham, and
Gotham,
Homeland, and
Deadpool.
Deadpool, and everything.
Awesome.
You could tell
Awesome
who the nerds are because the
story.
nerds are
And,
gonna say
this
Firefly
image comes
first.
From what?
Yeah.
This is one of the
show
shots
that they just won't
we
let
are
die.
on previs for some of
Don't.
the prologue. And as you start to look at her, like we really wanted to pull out some of those sassy aspects of the character and bring that into the visuals.
Yep.
So you'll see her not only as the shell itself, but then also in her performance and how she interacts with
I'm
Osiris.
just saying, Joss Whedon didn't
Can
do good with Avengers
1245
2,
says
man.
another Firefly star. Bungie's got a Firefly
Yeah,
fetish.
Justice League is
Trying to
coming
get
out
the
here
It's like
tomorrow.
trying to get
Today.
Tonight.
We're
Mm.
getting close. So Osiris was once
Uh-oh.
a teacher, a mentor, a commander in the tower.
I really
and,
like her shell.
Osiris's
The shell's really
favorite
awesome looking.
pupil,
Yeah.
teacher's pet.
Ikora Ray.
Yes, my own favorite Vanguard, Ikora Ray, makes a return to this story. From an art direction
I think
standpoint,
Ikora
you
was the
haven't
most
iterated on
boring character in the
perfection.
tower.
Nope.
Her armor and her
Not
character
after Destiny
is
2's
as we
campaign.
remember
She's
it.
the only one that had
The
any
only
kind
thing
of
that we've
emotion
done
about
is,
losing her
as we
light.
start to see a little bit more as the
Zavala
story
was just like,
unfolds,
"No, we
wanna
have to
make sure
fight."
that
She
her
was like, "I'm
performance,
afraid to die."
shows a little bit more of the softer side of her, and I'm sure Christine.
What is that horse in the
Yeah.
background?
I'm happy. Cora, her
You see that,
in the
right?
performance at the end of the D2
That's
campaign, she
a,
says,
Is that from the
if losing
campaign?
my light was
Mhm.
a test, I think I failed. So now that the Traveler is awake and she has her light back, as do all the Guardians, I want
Everybody.
to put that one to rest. She
Why
is
would all the
starting to
Guardians not have
explore
their light?
what she needs to be and what she needs to be to become better. And part of that is exploring who she is besides just a weapon, besides just a guardian, besides just a leader. And that's exploring who she is as a human. And
Who she is
that
as a
means
person,
having a friend.
not
She
being
hasn't
all
had
like
a lot of friends. She hasn't had a lot of people
up in
she
your
can trust.
guardian
But the
and
player is one of those people.
Nice.
the player.
And if Ikora had a favorite pupil, he's also got, well, maybe not a favorite follower.
Brother
I don't
Vance.
know if Osiris knows he has followers.
He knows, but, you know, he doesn't like the...
Osiris don't give a
aspect.
fuck.
Okay. We've seen Brother Vance before. Even if we never participated in the trials of Osiris, this was a person who held vigil
Deej.
in the reef and
Deej
and
keeps
trained
outing
people to
himself.
perhaps help fight to
Yeah.
find Osiris someday. Brother Vance plays a prominent role in this expansion.
He does. He is in. He's in our social area, which we will get into in a little bit. But also, Vance is a little different from the one we saw in Destiny 1. If Vance in Destiny 1 was somebody who was hoping to someday maybe find the right guardian who could go and bring back this person that he's studied and learned about and wrote about and, you know, but never really met. Vance in Curse of Osiris is like a guy who knows that he is the gate is open, the signs are coming into place. He is going to see Osiris on Thursday afternoon and it's Tuesday, and he is so excited.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do.
This is the second time throughout the course
What?
of Destiny that somebody who has trained you in the Crucible gets to step to the
I
forefront
guess
and
he's
say,
a different person completely because
what
he's
you have been
excited to
preparing
meet somebody.
for has come to a point.
Well,
It's time to get down to
Brother
the
Vance had like 4 lines of dialogue.
Interesting.
And one, so
Of course, we have some new destinations. We're going to go to new places where we will encounter these characters. Let's jump into that. Of
New
course,
social
we are
space.
going to go to
the
Mercury.
reef,
Mercury,
but
of
Mercury.
course.
So this
That's
this
not a
image
new
is what we
social
call a
space.
postcard. Yes,
It's the
this is
lighthouse.
sort of this is the touch point. This is basically the artistic keystone that influences all of our design when we build a new world.
Absolutely correct. When we're thinking about a new destination like Mercury, we come up
Drink
with
that water.
a variety of pillars of,
Slurp, slurp.
of a phrase or a word that tries to encapsulate what we're trying to achieve. And one of the big ones that we have for Mercury is mystery. We teased it, we showed
Mercury,
a little bit of it, we had a
mystery,
glimpse of it when we were in the
alliteration.
lighthouse back in D1. and everybody always wanted to understand what it was like to be out there. So as you start to look at this concept,
We've got
and
enough
other,
mystery.
and
I
the other
want
locations
answers.
on the present version of Mercury, we use that as a way to look for, to create mystery, to create wonder, to create a sense of discovery of what's around every corner. We use that as our guiding touchstone for.
I feel like they
how we
want
look
all
at
this
our
mystery
environments,
and like
how we create the
depth,
landscape, how we
but
create
like
the props that exist
the
inside
depth
of
is
it,
as shallow as like
lighting,
you know, like
environment
a
effects,
cup of
all those
water.
things come back to that
Yeah.
when
guiding
it comes
picture.
down to it because
Christine,
they're trying to be
in terms
so
of the chronology
broad,
and the
fast
Mile
with
wide
it.
puddle.
Mercury
It's
was
an
a
inch deep.
lush garden world,
Yes.
and then the Vex show
Oh,
up
wow.
and
They don't
ruin
even have
everything.
answers.
So they've turned this into their own machine.
I mean, they just
world.
basically they just want it to
They
look cool.
followed
That's
up
what
the
I
core
got
of the
from that.
planet.
We want it to look really
That-
awesome, and I mean that's cool.
Something we're going to talk about why they did that.
I want everything to look awesome
And
too.
that's one of the mysteries that we'll solve.
Have a
And then
reason
this
why it
is
looks
obviously an in-game view of that environmental landscape.
The raid,
the-
the new raid.
Just a piece
Mars.
of Mercury right here.
Yeah.
And what you're
looks small.
seeing is that's the gate that
no
actually takes
idea
you to the
what this
Infinite
is.
Forest, and that's
The
something that
patrol
Christine was
zone.
talking about just a couple seconds ago.
Yeah. Their reality
Just looks like a small
engine.
circle.
The reality engine. So this is an opportunity for us not only to be able to, as a player, to be able to see.
I mean, if it's
Mercury
Archon's
on the
forge
surface
size,
and where we're
that's
at right now
plenty big
today,
enough.
but then also by venturing through the gate, you can start to explore the mechanisms that is the
Not
machine,
Archon's forge.
and then also past,
Plaguelands.
present, and future of Mercury.
So this is a concept of the infinite forest. This piece of concept art was created by who?
This one is also Ryan Gitter.
Ryan Gitter, hard at work making awesome stuff for us. Thank you, Ryan.
Like the floaty
so
capey
this
thingy.
is their reality engine. These are their machines. This is essentially how they jump through time and space and look at every possible eventual outcome of everything that they do.
Right. I call it trying to find the equation for the future.
We need Osiris to be like
And then
the All
once we
Might
look
for
at
Guardians.
it in game, this is
tired of our Guardian
sort of a
being, like,
jumping
the
off
best
point,
of the
and then you
best.
can make your way through that landscape.
Yeah, to have somebody above
As
him in the power
the
scale would
Vex
really
move
like
through
create a
space,
different
and
dichotomy.
As they tackle
Yeah.
every different possible reality. What is that? How does that manifest itself physically in the
Goku
environment?
doesn't like
Great
is
question.
going to be fun if
Fabulous
he's
question.
like the
One of the things
strongest.
that we wanted to make sure
Goku
early
doesn't
on,
like that.
Also,
when we're
Goku's
starting to think
not
about
fun
how we want to
without
interact with the
Vegeta.
Vex and get into their lore, their ecology, we want to be able to expose players not only to the present Vex that they've seen and they've fought against for quite some time, but this now is an opportunity for us to dig deeper into the precursors and the descendants, which are also going to be facing in Curse of Osiris.
Precursors,
This landscape that you're also seeing.
different types of Vexes,
I think it's
different like
really important
structures,
to talk about
which is good.
how the gameplay
We need a
unfolds
new
Like
race
good
inside of
completely.
Infinite Forest.
It's been 3 years.
It's the way that we built it. It's the first time you play through this mission, you'll run through it and you'll experience certain foes and certain objectives. And if you were to run through that mission again, odds are that space is not going to play out the exact same way.
The space is different. The enemies that you may face is different.
Right.
Would you say that this is procedurally generated?
Absolutely not.
No.
So this is lovingly
let's
crafted.
not set that bar.
Very intelligently assembled.
You're going to run out of things to do.
In a way that we
Yeah.
can create new and unique experiences every time you come into the Infinite Forest.
Yeah. And we've always art directed every square foot that you've encountered in
Every
Destiny.
decorator, every plant.
So are they saying that
every
the
budding flower.
Infinite
But this
Forest is
landscape
going
has
to be
different
like
combinations of set pieces and enemies to fight, so it gives you a lot of different infinite combinations for experiences.
Hence the Infinite Forest.
Hence the infinite forest.
Are they saying this is going to be
And
like
as
Archon's
we
Forge?
move through this space, we can
like
also experience
Cord Orcs, or
Vex
what are they?
manipulation
I
of
don't know.
time.
That's what I'm getting from it.
It's my understanding that
Yeah,
we can show.
it seems like something you can continue to access.
So
Or
this
Prison
is
of
what,
Elders.
This is the Mercury of the future.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
So,
Looks like the Black
this
Guardian to
is
me.
this is dark. This is deep into the future. We call it. We refer to this picture as the dark future.
Okay.
This is where the sun.
This is
has
Dark
gone
World.
dead.
This is where we go.
What you see in the foreground
after
there
we
is
beat
the
the
lighthouse.
asshole
after,
monster in, like,
a
the
tremendous
past.
amount of entropy. There is no life on the planet. The only thing that remains is Vex.
There's no life anywhere. No light, no dark, just Vex.
Just Vex. Just nothing to light the way, but just a sea of red vexed eyeballs.
Right.
This is a piece of concept art created by
This is by Dorje.
Dorje Bellbrook.
Man,
Yeah.
stellar.
Wonderful, wonderful
I
work.
think that
and
looks
then this
pretty
is
cool.
what it looks like inside of the game.
Right. That's the lighthouse in the dark future. So it doesn't look the same.
No,
I mean,
it's
they've got like
look at that,
concepts
yeah,
for the dark
we
future,
just-
so we're
yeah.
probably going to like go forward in the future and like
good segue. the lighthouse in the dark
considering
future
that's an
is
in-game picture,
not a
that answers
hospitable
your question.
environment.
No, it's not.
But the lighthouse of the now,
Yes.
which is really what this is all about, is different than we may have remembered it.
Beautiful.
It looks like it's a little bit more hospitable to company and visitors.
A little more lived in. So let me tell you a little bit about it. First off,
First off,
did you manage
candles.
to make it in Trials of Osiris?
Spent
Did
a
you make it
lot
to
of
the
money on
lighthouse?
candles.
Shout out to Pope Bear and
Very
Anbu.
romantic.
They took me to the lighthouse once. I was not hired for my thumb skills. How about yourself?
Yeah, I've managed to make it there.
Yeah.
My fire team's been my two boys,
Okay.
Alex and Griffin.
Yeah.
They managed to help me get there.
Yeah.
They're better players than I am.
No, it's good of you to give your sons backpacks.
I'm boat anchor, hang on to
Christine?
them.
I've seen YouTube videos of people who made it to the lighthouse.
And I'm sure there
Yeah,
are many
sounds like
people
me.
watching this stream right now for
And
whom that
you.
has been their only exposure to the lighthouse as well,
Yeah,
is
and-
Call
YouTube
me out.
videos.
And PvP, I am a target.
Okay, well, we're all targets in PvP. It's just a question of how hard a target
If it's
are you.
if it's better, we
But,
didn't try.
For everyone
Except
watching
for like
and everyone who
when
joins
Thorn was
Osiris
God.
on December 5th, you're all invited to the lighthouse. As you said, Osiris's followers are very anxious about.
We didn't try
signs
post-Taken
pointing
King,
toward
I
his
guess is the
return,
best way
so
to
they've
say it.
thrown open the
Let's
doors
not
and lit
confuse the
candles.
fact that the new social space
Ready
is
for it to
reused
happen.
content from
There's-
Destiny 1.
So for us, like this
Yeah,
is,
I mean,
this is
it's
a really
like
big deal for us to be able to
A
have
big deal
everybody get a chance
because
to go to the
not a lot of people
lighthouse.
like saw it, but it is still
This
reused.
It's an
Yeah.
opportunity for us to pay off what people have only dreamed about going to. I want
Just
to
like
call
the
out real
reef
quick
was
that
done in
this is the
E3
space that,
2013's trailer.
you're going to be able to start a lot of quests. This acts as like the hub
I
for
feel
most
like
of Mercury.
Okay.
This
You're gonna
also
start a
feeds
lot of your
into
missions
the-
here. You're going to
I don't want to say
resolve some of your
casualness
missions
of the
here.
game, but like
There's a lot of
rewarding
mysteries
players for
within
not
the
doing
lighthouse for you to
much of
explore.
anything. The lighthouse was always something special, and now everybody
there's
gets
a
to
few
go
people
there.
for you to interact
Well,
with.
there's the
Well, I have a
Spire
controller
now
in my
for
hand,
Trials
so
players.
let's go there now, shall
Yeah,
we?
I know, but I'm just saying
All
like
right.
the lighthouse
We break net
for,
live,
like was like
and
something
we are
that
going
you
to
could,
the lighthouse,
you know, and now
here
it's
we
like
are. So, as
I've
you
honestly
can
never
see,
even seen
if
the
you've been to
lighthouse.
the lighthouse before,
I've never even watched a video
is
on it.
a changed environment.
A little friendlier, you can't fall to your death.
that's definitely a new gun.
Yeah.
They're gonna have
Why
new,
is he looking at the
Kicked out
ground?
some carpets. We've lit some
This
candles.
is how Deej plays Destiny,
and,
everybody.
This is a functional space. I am armed with a weapon, but I need
not
this
hired
gentleman
for my
no
thumb
harm.
skills.
So much like our interaction with other in-destination vendors, Brother Vance has assumed
They
a
have
functional
not
role as
changed
somebody
the
who
vendor
will
screen at all.
Guide us and reward
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely. He sits within the lighthouse.
They need
much
to.
Like,
It looks
Failsafe,
terrible.
As
This could be
and
a
Devrim.
different build,
and
but still.
And there you go. And this will be an opportunity
It
for
comes
you
out in like
not
2
only
weeks,
to learn
man.
a little bit more about Vance,
I'm
but
saying
also how Vance
this
sees
because they're
Osiris
not playing this. This is
and
a clip,
his
obviously,
eagerness for
that
his
they're
return.
talking over.
And
Deej
we
has a
can see
controller
here
in his
that
hand.
Does he? I
Vance
didn't
has
see it.
his own engram,
Yep.
and the levels have been
God
raised.
damn it.
The levels have been raised. Player level is up, we're bringing it up to 25.
Okay.
And your light
means
level will
nothing
go
to me.
330 as a soft and 335 if you got your mods.
Okay, very good. And we will be taking a look at all of the gear
Raising
that
the
you'll
light
be able
level
to
is
pull
like an
out of this
artificial
engram
advancement.
in the
It doesn't
third
need
stream
anything,
in the
just make
series.
enemies harder.
Although, for the time being, I figure there's
This is the PC
no
build?
harm
No, he
in
has a
me
PS4
showing off
controller. It looks like 60 FPS.
the Warlock gear that
You
you'll
can
be able to add to
Yeah,
your
it's true.
collection. And this dresses me up as a proper follower in the Order of Osiris. I'm looking Egyptian and badass myself right now. And just to take in a little bit more of the space here,
I don't know.
we can see that.
I was trying to give them the
Brother
benefit of
Vance
the doubt on
is
top
very
of
much
that, but
the
I guess
scholar,
not.
Very much the seeker.
They
if
do
you
need to
will.
change the faction screens.
Well,
Those are
obsessed.
just
Just a little.
Bear.
Or a lot.
We prefer the term captivated.
we talked about it on episode 5 of
The
Destiny
entire
Underground,
space
but
is
yeah, like
redressed.
slightly disappointed that they haven't like
We want to tell that story visually
taken
as
anything
well.
into
That,
effect.
that not only has
I mean, the
Vance come
area is
back,
cool
but then
looking.
other
I gotta
followers
agree with
of
that, but I
Osiris
mean,
come
Wait,
back as
he's
well.
in
we got
first
a
person mode
gathering
in
of his
social
followers
space.
right here. And
that's what I'm saying. I think this is like a
these two
weird build
fellows
that they
right
have.
here, near and dear to my heart. Look at that, they're exos. Looking mean fellows. This is a place of study. This is a place of learning. These guys have more books than the speaker. Is that too soon?
Maybe.
Although,
So the,
You can go
the
into
gate
first
there is live.
person when you talk to
we'll
like
go
Devram
through
and shit
there
like that,
in
because
just a
you
moment,
are
but there's more to
in like a
look at here
fighting
in this
area.
space,
So
as I move through
Yeah.
slowly and deliberately, like a cinematographer.
kind of depends on what you're
Here's
expecting
something
or
I'd
what
like
this
for you to
is.
tell me a little bit about Dave, but I think when we have Dan Miller, the game director for Curse of Osiris, in the hot seat next week, I think he can give us a little bit more context. What is this installation right here?
If you get all the
this
runes,
is
you unlock Imhotep.
a history marker for some of the optional activities that you're going to be able to have as a player at the end of campaign.
Okay.
There's how much content you have.
If you actually look at your hand cannon,
11.
you've got it in your hand right now.
11 content.
That's actually one of the Destiny
11 objectives.
destination themed weapons. That is like basically the notion is older weapons that Osiris has grabbed, taken, and modified using Vex technology.
Yeah.
You actually have an opportunity to go and adventure.
They're using this
for,
expansion as a way to
the
give us
ability
old
to
things
forge
from
these
Destiny
types of
1 and call them new.
weapons. And that object that you're looking at right now, that actually shows you
I'm
the
just
markers
calling it what it
of
is,
all
man.
the different ones that you've been able to create to date.
We've powered
So we've got
down.
a couple of glyphs or runes or some sort of holograms here that are active, and each of those nodes represents a different weapon.
Absolutely does.
And I will acquire these throughout the campaign,
Different
after the
weapon.
campaign. How does
After the
this work?
campaign,
There's
and
11
it's
weapons.
all optional quests that you can do as a player.
Well, there's
And
12,
so
but
each
that
one-
node
each
has like
one
a weird
is
thingy in it.
represented
1,
by a
2,
quest.
3, 4, 5, 6.
And I can see here that you seem to have hacked into some Vex technology and wired it into this installation over here.
Yep, we call that the forge. That's actually where you'll take all your elements and
Yeah.
you bring them together and you're able to forge these weapons.
Look at that, we're worse than the Fallen. Okay. And then
I mean, we are
as
the
we move over
Fallen.
here,
The
we
Traveler
can
just
see
hasn't
that,
left yet.
As always, the lighthouse has a lovely view. And you'd mentioned before that there's always been
It
a
can't.
player
Maybe that's why it's
curiosity
calling
to
Big Daddy to come
leave
fuck
the
us.
confines of this space.
I'm gonna
What's
get
on the
dad dicked
surface, yeah.
in the September expansion.
See what's out there. So this is a good opportunity to satisfy
Yeah,
that
because
curiosity.
nothing is going to
Destiny
happen
has always been about
story-wise for a
exploring.
year.
We should go through the gate.
We should go through the gate. Here we go. So we're going to see what's on the
This
other
is
side.
crisp.
Yeah, that's why I
And
think
here
it's
we
the
go.
PC
We are
build.
going to visit Mercury for the first time. Welcome
Dudes.
to Mercury. As you can see, I have a fire team waiting for me.
Alright, the Titan armor is gross.
Right
That makes
here
me
we have
happy.
Titan, dressed similarly in
That makes
some
you happy?
fabulous.
This is our destination theme gear.
That's
Okay,
just
so this is the gear
not
that I'll earn
what I
by
like.
playing the campaign and being a willing combatant, and then.
And there's my favorite.
And then the hunter
Oh, yeah,
hunter
my
armor is
favorite stuff?
fantastic, so that's good.
Well, then we
That's
have to have
happy.
another
That
warlock.
makes me.
I'm all
God
the
damn it.
warlock you need today. So they know the rules if I'm going to sit in the chair and hold a controller.
Although
and
the
do
warlock
warlock.
armor does look awesome,
all right.
and
So this is our
warlock
public
did need some
space.
better armor.
So this
Warlock's
is,
armor
this
was
is the space,
completely
that
uninspired.
exists in the present time.
They just rely too heavily
This
on
is
the Titans
where,
being
Public
asymmetrical.
events will occur, lost sectors, all the things that people have loved
Yeah.
to find and explore
like that too much.
on EDZ and other places inside of Destiny 2. We offer all exact same things on Mercury as well.
And I can see that the Cabal are paying us a visit. What's up?
Cabal?
Mercury is the closest planet
They
to the
losed,
Almighty,
though.
and there are survivors after the Guardian went and kind of wrecked the place.
Yeah.
So
Why
they
can't we
have
just
come
get
to
a
Mercury.
place where there's just Vex, man?
All right. Let's
Why
see
do we
what
gotta
else is
throw
on
the Cabal
Mercury.
in there, too?
Gentlemen, if you'd lead the way and take us on a walking or perhaps even shooting tour of the
I think
environment.
It's a bit of a hot zone. So
this needs to
All
update
right,
the
weapons
environment.
hot,
They need to take a lot of
fangs out.
the red
You are
work
green to
ball
engage.
out of
Let's see what they
the
got.
public areas.
So,
Yeah, they
yep,
won't do
like
that.
as you promised, we got some
No,
Cabal
but they need
stragglers
to,
through here.
considering this is 2 months after. You're now moving the timeline forward with this. So there shouldn't be any
mentioned that,
Cabal left,
we're gonna
or there should be
find
very
all the
minimal
things
amounts
that,
of Cabal.
make a Destiny destination what it is. You'd mentioned lost sectors. Obviously there are chests that we can open up. Public events.
Public events. We have this is a pretty big deal for us as well. We
Two
have
new
bespoke
public events.
I will say though, that is
It
the new
is
like tower
handcrafted
for this
for the
area.
space and
The fact
integrated
that you
into,
seamlessly
the
walk
public space.
into
Okay.
the patrol zone is
a
how
rather big
every
public
social
event
space needs to be
from
in
what I've
Destiny.
heard.
it's our largest to
huge.
date.
Oh, Deej did a thing.
Probably want to watch out.
Yeah, watch out for that Vex milk.
Radiolarian.
Radiolarian fluid, please. Yes, come on. Come on. You're
I know that
standing
he's
next to your-
playing
next to your narrative.
slowly to show it off, but this is not how anybody plays Destiny.
So,
It's funny.
as they have engaged the enemy, whether we like it or not, we've stepped into a war with the Cabal.
If you
Hey,
take a peek,
Deej.
yeah, take a peek at it, if you can not get shot at the same time. But if you look up over to your right,
Yep.
not only will
See, let me get a bird's eye view.
it?
Let me go up.
Man, with
There you go.
that
Keep me
warlock
safe up
jump,
here,
you're gonna have
boys.
trouble.
I'm trying to lead a tour group.
So not only are we like this is again right after
Just
the
kill them.
campaign of D2.
Yep.
So the Almighty is out there in the horizon.
Yep.
And then if you look up there, that is actually the lighthouse.
Yeah, we can see the lighthouse from the outside for the first time. And then very
sure
close
some people got
proximity
out of
to our
bounds.
sun. And what remains.
Well,
of the
my
Almighty
issue,
is
like I
still in
said,
the
my issue with
skybox.
this is that if the Almighty's still in the
Cool.
skybox, like
Great
you need to
opportunity to get a tan.
update
Yes,
this,
yes,
update
exactly.
the
Or get burnt to
areas,
So, I'm
take
gonna
some of the
jump down
cabal
here.
out,
Well, we will
change the
continue
thing.
our reconnoiter.
The same way that
I'll let my buddies take
when Dark
point,
Below or
as
like
I always
the
do.
House of Wolves came out, like there were like a roving band of
So what you're
fallen
starting to
wolves,
push
or
now,
like
that's
you would see
the-
like the
that's
Crota
the gate
people
that
coming
allows you
down.
to enter the
Like they need to
Infinite
update
and
that so
ultimately
the
explore all the different
world feels
times
more interactable.
That have the capstones
more
to the past,
interactive,
present, and
like-
future.
I thought we blew up the Almighty.
And you'd mentioned the lost sectors before, but in keeping with the themes
I was
of,
under the assumption we
mystery,
just like
my
halted
understanding
it.
is that you're not necessarily marking those on the map.
We're not going to show them on the map until after your campaign is all complete, and give you an opportunity to find
Don't
them
show 'em
all
on the
your
map at
own
all.
without any assistance.
This is usually how I
Yeah.
do PvP through the grace of my fire team. Thanks, guys. There we go. I'll help. I helped. Oh, we got
It's
a
a-
man. Oh, we got two down. Need a respawn. Don't wipe. There we go. All right, let's move along.
It's a hand cannon that like feels like it fires
I'm going to
from like a
What?
set. It's a
speed
hand
through this
cannon.
environment.
Did we just
We're
change
gonna go
perspectives?
Up to the gate to the infinite forest.
Yeah, they just went into the hunter.
That was jarring.
It looks like there's like data
Again,
lattice or
early
whatever.
on, we want to make sure that anybody that played PvP maps down on Mercury, that all this stuff felt familiar.
What,
Ooh,
And
okay.
if
going
you
on?
come back even to like Black Garden Days,
blame the source.
some of the statues and things like that, we want to pull that idea and those concepts forward, and make this place feel familiar, yet unique and full of mystery.
All right. We'll take one last look
God,
at
I
Mercury.
seriously dislike that
And
tight armor.
then we are going to go
That makes
through
me
this
sad.
gate, which will bring us into the infinite forest. I am now deep within the planet of Mercury.
Yes.
He's in there. He's
entire
deep.
The infinite forest.
Deep impact,
is-
featuring
pretty
Deej.
much fills the core of the planet.
Whoever
Vex
designed
came
Destiny
in,
2
they
likes
took it over,
gold
they
too
hollowed
much.
It out, and they built
Given the
this,
current
and
state of the world, I
they
don't
keep
want to see
building.
gold.
From an aesthetic perspective,
I mean, the gold and
it was a
white
goal of ours to
work,
make sure that we could create
but
something that felt like it's sit outside
this
of time. and
works. I think the
space.
gold works here, but on Mercury, where it's like kind of
we
reddish,
come back and look at
I don't
that
think the gold works at
postcard,
all.
And now that you're here, boots on the ground, actually looking at the space.
just
Boots on the
we wanna
ground.
Make sure it felt surreal. It felt.
This is Call of Duty World War II.
dreamlike.
Well, as my fire team forges
Boots
ahead,
on the ground
I'm
gameplay.
going to park right here, just so that we can take a look at the destination.
Sure.
We can see
This is nice
some
looking.
of these different installations
Yeah,
here.
but it's
We call those trees.
empty.
Okay.
Those the infinite forest. has
Well, I mean, it
trees.
looks like there's
Yeah.
at least
Trees.
2 or
And
3.
What would the Vex?
Do you see the
consider?
little like
You can
standoffs
see
that he's
there's
looking at?
Sort of a
Yeah.
different aesthetic for some of the
It
different
looks like
trees.
there's
This
at
one's
least 3
pristine.
different things that you can go to,
This one is
as well as
not.
like the jumping
Not-
portals.
These are all different trees that allow you as a player to go to different times. So as you, like the one on the right that you were just looking at, that will take you to the future, to the dark future.
The dark
The
timeline.
one that's just slightly off to the left, that's one going to take you to another version of the past,
Yeah.
to the present. And then the one that's pristine that you're looking at right now is deep in the past when Mercury was a lush garden planet.
And that is one of the
That's
things
what I
that
wanna
we're
see.
doing
Different
for
worlds.
player exploration. We're not going to show you Mercury of the past today.
Not yet.
By your command.
Please,
and,
thank you.
You can see we are, in fact, inside the planet. There is no sky here, only the natural
Crust?
ceiling
I don't know
of
what this
the planet's
is,
crust, I guess you would say.
Mantle, maybe?
Final
Mantle,
Fantasy
the
7.
crust?
It's the
I really
slums
needed
of
to pay more
Midgar.
attention in geology, but I knew that wasn't the best possible future for myself. So much like
I
the
killed
Vex,
so many people
I
and
made
nobody
a
talked about
command
it.
Decision there.
They will in the remake.
Fantastic. Well, I am going to take us
Shinra
back
did
to
that,
orbit.
though. We didn't do that.
I'm going to.
I know, but I'm just saying they
abandon
like
my
the
fire
game.
team,
It just
and
They'll be okay.
Everybody
they'll
was
be
sad
fine.
afterward
Yeah, I wasn't much help to them anyway.
for like a minute.
because
So I'm going to return
Biggs
us
and
to
Wedge
orbit,
died.
and we are going to move on to the next portion
You're
of
a
this
real
stream.
hero.
So I'm going to thank you so much, both of you,
Thank
for
you.
joining us on the couch. And
Okay,
talking
so
to us a
now
little
what are
bit
we
about the
doing?
story.
I don't
Hopefully
know,
we
but I'm
didn't
bored.
reveal too much. Hopefully we have created that sense of curiosity so that
I'm supposed to
you
be
can
honest
jump in
here,
and
right?
you can discover these things for yourselves. This was
I've
a good
learned
teaser,
nothing
I hope.
exciting.
And
Little taste of things to come.
Yep.
that was.
I don't
Yeah, I
want
mean,
a
it's like I said-
drive-through of the area. I
appreciate
want to
you
explore it
both,
myself.
joining me on stream today. We are
mean,
going
it's
to
hype stream.
refresh
What do you
the couch.
expect?
We're going to bring 2 more developers onto
No,
the hot seat.
too
But
wise
before you
to
go,
their
one
ways
more
now for
time,
that to work anymore.
Dave Matthews, art director.
Thank you.
Christine Thompson.
And Zach is cynical and
Aaron Lee.
jaded.
Thank you.
If you haven't
Thank you
figured
so
it
much
out.
for talking to us.
become
you are
you.
free to go, as they say. And I'm going to do an inspection of the director right now while you get back to work, and we welcome 2 other developers onto the hot seat.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank
He's
you.
level
So let's
25.
take a look at the director.
Of course.
Let's open this right now. Just want to give you a brief tour of some of the different
Well, I'm
things that you
saying
can
the
expect to find
level's
as part
20.
of Curse of Osiris. The first thing that we will take a look at is the strike menu. As you can see here, the Heroic Strikes playlist, is coming back. Great source of cooperative fun with yourself and 2 friends.
Make it
as well as a good
worth
source of rewards.
my while.
Yeah.
You can also see that we do have a
Why is
Mercury
the Almighty a
destination that we're
destination?
adding as a node to the director. And
Hashtag
thanks
raid.
to the Almighty, Mercury does not have all of its structural integrity. It's been devouring the planet as fuel.
I'm just gonna keep saying
Thankfully,
raid
it takes
until
a
they
long
say
time
no.
to devour a planet,
Oh,
so there's
you're not
enough
getting
left
one.
for us to explore.
Give me a raid.
I also want to take this stream as an opportunity to answer what has been a question since the original reveal of Curse of Osiris
Raid.
at Paris Games Week. We have made the promise of new raid content, and there have been a number
So
of questions
no
as to
new
what
raid. No new
exactly
raid.
that means. And to answer that question, we have brought onto the couch 2 other members of our team. Stuart Monsky, this is your first ever Bungie stream.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. So we'll adjust our levels and make sure that our audience can hear you. But I'm glad that you could
Was that-
join us
was
on the
Deej
couch
just
and
calling
meet
him
the
out?
community that has been
guess.
playing the raids that you've
Speak
worked
up.
on.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We've got a bunch of cool stuff to show them today.
Cool. And Brendan Thorne, you're
This
no
guy's me.
stranger to this environment. We actually had you giving some developer commentary on a raid along on streams past, but it's great to have you back.
Thanks. Good to be back. It's always fun.
So before we take a look at
The way they're
director,
saying new
before we
raid
answer some of the
content
burning
means
questions
that
about
it's
new
not going to be a new
content,
raid.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Talk to me about what you do at Bungie
not
and
gonna
what
be a
has
new
been your
raid.
contribution to what we are calling a raid lair.
So I'm a senior designer on the raid team.
What?
And I do encounter design, and I'm also the lead on the very first raid layer we're doing for Curse of Osiris.
Okay?
We're gonna
And that's
bring
what we'll be
back
talking about today.
small
and then Brendan,
encounters from
for
all of
those
the
that
old
may be
raids.
meeting you for the first time, albeit virtually.
Just
what is
the
it that you do
Oracle.
at
Figure out-
Bungie?
I
Figure out
read
this
Reddit a lot.
dude.
No,
It's like
I
Twitter
work on
name.
raid encounters and develop
And,
bosses.
Okay.
at him when you
Fantastic.
don't like the new raid layer or
So
whatever.
let's take a look at the director again. I'm going to open the Leviathan menu here.
I like how this guy.
And
I read Reddit a lot. Hey, me too.
as we look at how this menu has changed, what we can see is that the original raid is still a component of the experience, of course, but we've added a new
So
node.
basically, all of those doors
And
and,
this is
switches
what
that
we're
didn't do
calling
anything are going to do
a
something
raid
now.
lair. The Leviathan Eater of Worlds is the name of the activity. If you could,
Time-gated,
summarize for me what is a raid
money-gated
lair.
content.
A raid layer is a brand new 6-player raid activity. In this raid layer, we're going back to the Leviathan. It's an entirely new set of encounters, new puzzles, new loot.
Notice how
completely
one of
new
them is
places
grayed out to the right.
explore. You got to remember
Yeah.
this ship eats planets. That's how big this thing is.
Big place.
Lots of different places to explore, and then we have a brand new final boss for you to fight.
Okay. And
Okay, that's actually
then we
intriguing.
also have the original raid, You can see here that the recommended power for the Leviathan is now 300.
We're bringing everything up. We want to make sure that we have a variety
giving
of raid content to play. We don't want to
a way to add new
So if you're a Guardian that's
raid
reached
type
your
content
maximum
without having to
potential,
design a
this
completely new
becomes
raid
a
from the
challenge
ground
that you
up,
can
so we
enjoy
can more frequently
again
get
and
new
again and
raid
again.
stuff, I guess.
If you're a Guardian who decides to join us in Curse of Osiris and you're
It's not
looking
a
for new
bad way of
challenges,
doing this.
You're taking us back to the Leviathan. And,
But they said
we
this
get to
time
face a
we're
new
going
bad
back to the Leviathan,
And it
so are
doesn't
we
matter
going to
if
go
you've
back to
completed the
old raids?
Leviathan main raid either. You can
Maybe.
play this anytime you want.
Separate activity,
Yep, separate
requires
activity.
6 players. What is the scope of a raid lair if you were to try to size it up?
So it's not as lengthy as the original Leviathan, but you know there's still a boss and then all the challenges leading up to them. So it's going to be a pretty sizable addition.
Yeah, and it's no less challenging or less fun than any other raid we've made. This raid is a ton of fun. We've been playing a lot internally. It's extremely challenging. You're gonna die a lot.
We're gonna, okay.
You're gonna
All
die
right,
a
is
lot.
that's the challenge?
It's very
You're
hard.
gonna
It doesn't
die a
mean
lot,
it's fair.
Guardians. So hopefully that challenge is accepted.
Gauntlet.
Let's see. What else can we say about this? We guide the Leviathan. We will also guide the raid lair.
I do think this
With your
means that
permission, I'm going to launch this activity.
Let's do it.
Sneak peek.
All right, we'll take a look at that. Before
Notice
we go
that
down,
it had a power requirement before you could
if
guide
we
people now.
survive,
yeah,
after
I think
dying
that's a
lot,
good idea.
what are we going to earn?
New armor, new weapons, new cosmetics, all at a higher light level.
Okay.
Yep, and we should also note that you mentioned we're bringing up the original Leviathan raids, so those rewards are going to get brought up as well too. So you're going to have a variety of raid content to pick from each week. Some nights you might feel like a longer raid, other nights you might only have time for a raid layer.
Gotcha. Okay. And then,
So it's an instance from World
let's
of
see.
Warcraft.
Will there be a prestige mode for the raid lair?
We're going to have a prestige mode. It's brutal. The sandbox difficulty is way up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very-
you're going to
very
die a
hard.
lot.
You're going to die a lot.
Trying to figure
Okay,
out
so,
what they expect from a time
talk to me about
standpoint,
what
what a raid
motivated
layer is, because it's not a
team-
strike,
actually,
but it's not a
let's
raid.
come
So,
back
like,
and
what are
let's-
we?
I want to take a look at this one more time
30
because there actually
minutes.
is something that I failed to call out here. Let's take a look at the menu one more time.
I was thinking like an
motivated
hour,
us to
hour and a
handle
half.
raid
I mean, it only
encounters
takes you 45 minutes
like
to do the
this?
Leviathan once you
Well,
know what you're
we
doing.
wanted to make more raids.
If you're on
that
top
way.
of it, yeah, but
we enjoy raiding the whole team raids together.
Power?
We wanted more stuff to do.
Yep.
And we thought we could make a whole bunch of new encounters, new mechanics, new puzzles for people. We wanted to make new bosses.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes down to variety. We wanted a variety of encounters.
It's over here
you know,
hovering
more
over the
puzzly
one that's
raids,
time
more
gated for
sandbox
DLC
raids,
too,
and we also
like
wanted
trying to trigger me.
variety in the amount of time commitment.
Yeah.
Because, like you were mentioning earlier, sometimes it's hard to get a full group of 6 people together for 3 hours.
I wonder if this is going to launch immediately, right when Curse of
So,
Osiris launches.
in
This go?
The,
I
first
don't know.
year of Destiny, well, ever since the first year of Destiny, we've seen one major raid a year.
Yep.
But in the first year of Destiny, we obviously had the Vault of Glass, and then in the first expansion, The Dark Below, we had Crota's End, and then in the House of Wolves, we had
Prison builders, but no raid.
raid, which was an interesting moment.
Skull
with
us
this,
though, man.
I can see that we have a node here that's blank. What are you going to fill that with?
That's, excuse me.
worries.
That's going to be the second raid layer, and it's going to be an expansion too.
Okay.
Expansion 2.
We
You
will
were
have an
100%
additional raid
correct.
layer added to the game with expansion 2.
At least they're
we're
being
forecasting
forthcoming
that for
with it, I
spring,
guess.
If you're keeping track,
Still
this enables
shitty.
us to
No, I
create
mean-
content that raiders can enjoy more frequently.
Especially if you
we
don't
said,
like the
giving them
Leviathan,
more
like
variety of
me.
activity and making sure that we are satisfying that urge, satisfying that that hunger for challenge, and dying a lot more frequently.
I was hoping they would bring back
so,
the vaults
as
for this,
promised-
because it's like
Yeah, me too.
We're going to launch
they
this
literally
activity.
just did a cinematic trailer
So
in the
we now
vault.
take you back
Sounded like a
to the
given.
Leviathan. If you're a hardcore raider that wants to go in blind, again, spoiler alert, I'm not going to show you how to play this raid, but I'll give you some
Deej
sense of
gameplay
the
walkthrough.
first steps that you might take in this activity. And you guys, have you been playtesting
I can
this activity
tell
with,
this guy's like
Team Velveeta?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Team Velveeta they are the best of the best we have at Bungie, and we
Spoiler.
use them sort of as our metric. They're a lot better than the raid team.
Yep.
So we try to balance around.
Better than some of us.
Nah, I suck.
So here we are. If you're a hardcore raider in Destiny, this environment is not strange to you. We are aboard the Leviathan in orbit around Nessus, and this planet-devouring machine, this space-faring killer of worlds, is a big place.
It's like a big
Takes
fat
a big
whale.
place, takes a big ship to eat a planet.
Yeah, and so far we've only been to the palace on the top of the ship, and this thing eats planets. There's a lot of different places that we can go, and so we thought, hey, let's go back to Leviathan. We've got more stories to tell. We have totally new places to go.
Yeah.
Keep
So we're
saying
gonna go
eats
somewhere else
planets. I
this
think we're
time.
going to see
You still haven't
fragments
been
of
down
those
below.
planets
You've
eaten.
seen a little bit under the city, but
Yes.
the
Well, I mean-
ship is massive.
Into the belly of the beast, as it were.
Yes.
The underbelly
The
is
original
the
name for it before
part that
named
we
it the
talked
ship.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we
That
are
we really like. Like
going
maybe we're gonna see
investigate the Eater
more of
Worlds.
that. Like
In the
This gives them a
original
chance to
raid
get rid of the
in Destiny
stupid
2, we did this ascent,
little circle of
and,
encounters instead
where are
of
we
no
going this time?
exploration.
You're going down.
yeah,
Down into the belly, like you said.
hopefully more like I don't want to say linear.
So
We don't
in-
want to
like,
show too much. We can
progressive
maybe take them in the door.
allows for a
All right.
larger.
Not too much further than that.
in
These
the immortal words of
doors,
Kevin
these
Flynn,
doors. That's what
that
these
is a
doors
big
are
door.
for.
Yep.
And I'm going to park it right here. So this is if you are a raider and if you are ready for new challenges, this is what awaits you.
Look
You'll
at that
open
weapon,
this
though.
door,
That's pretty
you'll
cool.
Descend into a brand new raid lair.
Yep.
And we'll see what awaits them. Will you guys be piling into our theater to watch as people undertake this for the first time?
Always.
Yeah, it's a party every time we do it.
Yeah, it's great.
You can tell
We
that
love
this guy's
it.
a game
When will this
designer
go
because he's
live?
just
Will
like
this
I
be
don't.
live to the first fire team that can finish the campaign and dive in, or are we going to illuminate a starting line?
It's going to be a starting line. As always, we want to treat the competition with respect.
We'll shoot the
starting
starting
line.
pistol. We'll spectate. We'll cheer for the winners.
Yep.
All right.
It'll be shortly after DLC launch. I think we'll talk about the exact date later.
Okay. When we're ready to tell you,
They're
about
probably
the
gonna
exact
launch
date,
it a
we'll set
week
those
after.
Expectations.
Yeah.
We'll give everyone an opportunity to fire team up.
They only launched
And,
Leviathan a week after.
rush out
Shit,
there,
they do anything
in an
different?
attempt to grab the trophy and win
Yeah,
some glory
which
for
should
themselves.
have been a sign that there wasn't enough content in Destiny
Anything else
2.
you want to tell our community about the raid layers?
Yeah, because Vault was out like
I don't want to
A month?
spoil
Fucking
anything.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
It's
Certainly not. This is-
completely different. I can't
Yeah.
wait for people to see this.
This is actually more than we've ever said about any sort of raid context or any sort of raid engagement prior to the launch of a thing, but with Destiny, we always seem to be breaking the mold for the player experience and introducing different ways for people to experience
He's so
content.
PR.
This one felt like it needed a
I
little
don't
bit
see
of
how anybody could
explanation,
think he's
so
genuine.
Here we are. If
I
we
just
rushed
want
up
there's
too
there
close
these
to this,
guys' foots to touch 'cause
sorry.
they're like on opposite like
We wanted
legs.
people to
Like
evacuate the stream, but we wanted to satisfy the curiosity as to what raid lair that is. Lair, not
Lair.
layer. That is Lair. That's a question that was asked right now in chat. I'm not being pedantic. That is a raid lair, similar to a dungeon or a realm or
place where a boss lives.
get
A
out of my
boss's
house.
lair.
It's
Yes,
an
yes.
instance from World of Warcraft.
All right. Well, this and other trials and challenges.
layer,
await
okay,
you
like a
on December
layer,
5th.
not a Layer. That's what I thought they were saying, like a
It's
layer,
been our pleasure
like
to
a
host you on stream today.
layer, like an onion has layers. Ogre
Thorn.
layers. That's what I thought. I was like, this is really weird. Why are they
Host,
calling it
and I
this?
hope that you will join us next week. We'll have Dave Matthews back, along with game director Dan Miller, and we're going to take a look at some of the different activities that you will play in Curse of Osiris, including the biggest public event you've ever seen in Destiny,
That's
as
still
well
one
as a
event.
live fire exercise through the Infinite Forest. If that feels like more information than you need, we'll see you on December 5th. Otherwise, we'll see you in a week, and then a week after that to take a look at all the gear that you'll be able to earn in Curse of Osiris, or even
I'm not
as
sure if I wanna watch
any
these
player
next
of
two
Destiny
streams for
2
spoilers.
as part of Season 2 of the
Spoilers.
experience that will continue to refresh with different things to do and different things to earn. Thank you so much for watching. See you again in a week.
Guess we're gonna get the trailer again.
The same one.
I mean, considering it's like multiple timelines of different things, there should be a different trailer. I would hope it would be a different trailer. It's not going to be, but
No, it's the same. All right, I'm gonna stop it here. Okay.
quick thoughts.
Thoughts. I'm interested in the raid
Rapid
layer
fire.
because I didn't like the original Leviathan.
You think it might be time, or like for them to like not retcon, but do something different with it, but still be within like.
Fix it.
Oh yeah. They're saying it's not going to be as big as the raid, so like, I'm concerned about time. How much time this is going to take? Like, what's their time thing? So like, say like they assume that Leviathan's going to take like 3 hours. So what is this? Half as big? Hour and a half? And strikes
as long
only
as it's
take
fun,
like 15
I
to
don't
20
care
minutes.
how long it is. I mean, we got to a point where we were beating Vault in like 30 minutes, so I don't really care how long it is as long as it's fun.
Yeah, but that's like well choreographed. You got to understand. Sometimes Vault runs took way longer than they needed to.
I expect this to be like 20 minutes once it's choreographed.
Wow. Okay.
Like established, I mean, it can't be too much longer. Otherwise, it's just like a raid.
Longer than Crota's End. I guess that's a good way to like put this because Raid Lair, Destiny, or DLC 1.
Probably
yada.
Crota's End minus like 1 encounter.
Jeez, that's not long at all.
But could be fun.
That's fair.
Yeah, my internet is dying right now, so if you have any other thoughts you want to add real quick, it's getting progressively worse.
Not that I can think of. I mean, I'm interested to see where they take the story. We're not really going to see much of that for the most part. I'm obviously less cynical about this than you are, so we're going to see. I'm excited, but keeping my expectations in check. I guess that's the best way to put it, because I mean, all these streams are giving you like little bits of information. We really didn't get much here. It seems like the social space is the space is gonna be significantly smaller, which makes me kind of sad. So like that's I guess that's my impression.
Yeah,
it's smaller than I expected, which means that it's still not going to be large enough from what it looks like to be able to cut our teeth for a long amount of time, which is once again the problem with all of this stuff. And it doesn't look like they're going to be doing any large scale revamps as of yet, so just more of the same, unfortunately.
I haven't seen enough to really have any thoughts. The whole stream is kind of boring to me, so I guess we'll see next week. All right, we're signing off. Eyes up, Guardians.